All right, this is the last basketball game of the schedule. The second LA team, the one that could have gave us the game of a lifetime in last season's playoffs. I mean, the reason why I'm bringing it up is I still can't believe we ain't never got it. We ain't never got Clippers versus Lakers in the third round. Hopefully we get it this season. All right, it's going to be the LA Clippers versus the Denver Nuggets. I think this is going to be by far the best matchup on the whole entire schedule of Christmas. It's two teams. They have faced each other 3 times a season. They have faced each other in the playoffs. This is the team that single-handedly dethroned and knocked off the Clippers. So the Denver Nuggets are for real. They ain't no joke. Now, it's 50-50 because I see an old school rivalry out of this matchup. I think these teams going to face each other 3 times this season, and they might face each other either in the first round or in the second round of the playoffs for the second season in a row. This is a match right here. It's 2 teams that don't like each other. It's 2 teams that both want to challenge the Lakers for the right to be the best in the West. The Clippers, we got Paul George, we got Kawhi Leonard, we got Patrick Beverley, and I forgot that dude's name on Denver, but he plays some good defense and he got some dunks. Y'all in the comment section will tell me who that dude is with the big afro on Denver. He can play some basketball. You know, he got some mad dribbles and some mad crossovers. I like him on offense. It's 50-50. I think the Los Angeles Clippers win 116-112 because they beat the Lakers, right? But that was the Lakers they beat in game 1. This is Denver. And Clippers going to have to play way better, which they did. But Denver, you're going to have to do the same thing against Denver. And Denver's not just going to lay down and give up. And this is my opinion. I think Denver might actually take this game from the Clippers because they got that motivation. They got that wave of momentum. They took this team to, 5, 6 games? We expected 7 games with that series, and Denver knocked them off. And people were shocked that Denver did what they did. And then to try to go up against the Lakers. They fell short against the Lakers, but they dominated the Clippers. And if you're a Clipper fan, you're probably upset because you don't like what I'm about to say. I think Denver might actually do it again in game 2 of the season. I think Denver is probably going to take it 107-105. Why? Because Denver plays some strong offense, and Denver is a defensive basketball team, but they can do both. Offense, defense, they can play on the road, they can play at home. They're not intimidated by no Clippers. I don't know what to tell you. This team, they're not intimidated by no Lakers. They ain't intimidated by no Clippers. They're not intimidated by anyone. This is a young, hungry, competitive, battle-ready basketball team, Denver Nuggets. This team got like number 3, number 4 in the West Conference. If not number 3 or number 4, then number 5 in the West. And this team knocked off the Clippers. And nobody thought the Denver Nuggets could do anything. You know, the Clippers were favored to win that series. Denver was ridden off, and Denver shocked the world. And I think you're going to see Denver do that again. You know how the Milwaukee Bucks always beat the Golden State Warriors, right? Everyone complains and say nobody can beat the Warriors, but when it's always Milwaukee versus Golden State, what happens? Milwaukee always beats the Warriors. Well, it's the same thing with this. People say Lakers and Houston can't beat the Clippers, but what happens when the Denver Nuggets come in here and beat the Clippers? It's the same thing. They're not intimidated by no Paul George, no Kawhi Leonard. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard going to score 20, 30 points apiece. Patrick Beverley going to get his 15, 20 points and 5 assists and 3 blocks. But Denver can play with the Clippers, okay? They can run in transition. You say zone, they can play zone. You say transition, they can play in transition. You say contest shots, they can test shots. And everybody on Denver can make their free throws. I wouldn't be surprised if this game go into overtime. It's not a guarantee. It's too early to be predicting games in overtime, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did go into overtime. I say a low-scoring game, it could be a high-scoring game. I'm just telling you, I think Denver might actually take it. Now, the Clippers, again, are favored to win. And again, nobody suspects Denver to repeat history. Because people are looking at, oh, that's just one series. That might be a fluke. And this is a chance for the Denver Nuggets to prove to all of us that what they did to the Clippers ain't no fluke. That's what I'm looking at.